with head coach Joel Swanson, Castle Manorville football team, and kind of a bittersweet time of the year. The 7th, 8th, and C Squad and JV have played all of their last games. 7th and 8th grade traveled to Byron to finish their season last night, and the underlevel JVC team played Owatonna. I watched a little bit of that online. They had a good battle with Owatonna, just lost 14-8 it sounded like, but had a really good physical second half to finish their seasons. And that, the tough part about that is no one ever wants football season to end, but it also means that playoffs is right around the corner. So you guys last Friday night light game under the lights at Cam Telecom faced Red Wing. What went well right off the bat?
Well, I think our guys were really ready to play. We're focused. Obviously, we start right out 6 minutes into the game. We're up 21-0, so we're clicking on all cylinders. We started rotating a lot of guys in and things, because we've got a lot of guys that are kind of banged up too and stuff. That's usually what happens at this time of the year. But overall, our offense was clicking on all cylinders. We had to make some adjustments on defense, which is par for the course. Usually people figure out what you're doing, what you're taking away and stuff, so.
Yeah, it was a clean, fast first quarter. The fullbacks and the quarterbacks got off to a fast start. Anthony Mo Tucker and Brock Barwald at fullback had some not only big runs, but big blocks right away to spring quarterback Matt Donovan. And so, before you know it, it's 21-zip. And talking with the Red Wing coach just a little bit before the game, they're in a position where they're really, really doing everything they can to build their program. And everybody knows it takes time and to build that tradition. And it feels like they're doing things right. And, the coach talked about the weight room and things like that, and he said it's a process, and they're being patient with it and doing whatever they can. So hats off to your kids for playing a clean game and coming out ready to play. So that leads us to the final game of the year tonight against Owatonna. Not sure when the last time we've played Owatonna. This is our crossover game into the big Southeast. I guess it's red and blue. But what do you know about Owatonna besides, they've been traditionally a very strong program in the last 5-10 years?
Well, it's just like you said, traditionally they've been a very good program for quite a while. I mean, in the last 10 years, they've won 3 or 4 state titles and stuff. And so that carries over on like you were talking about how the Red Wing program is trying to change their whole culture over in Owatonna. They just expect to win and stuff, and their guys buy into things and stuff. And so we'll have our hands full. They have a similar record to us. They're in a similar position in their half of the division. They're used to playing bigger schools and stuff, so we'll have our work cut out for us. I've never played against them as far as being with a team that's went against them, so we don't know what they're for sure going to do on offense or defense. They've kind of mixed and matched their offenses together to find what works for their kids. I believe they've had some injuries, just like everybody else has had injuries throughout. So we expect a good competitive ball game again.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Actually, it's kind of unique that our volleyball team traveled over there on Monday to play Owatonna, which we haven't played them in volleyball either, and they had some success. And so now our football team travels over tonight to take them on. Which will be the last game of the regular season, and then what day do you seed?
We seeded last night, so we have the second seed, so we have a bye in the first round. The first round is actually played then on Tuesday, and then we play the winner of Winona and Albert Lee, and we get to play them at home on that Saturday. Not for sure what the times will be on that and stuff. So I'll let you take that.
Yeah, we're hoping for a 1 p.m. game. That was traditionally back when I played, and a few years when I started coming back to coach, we'd always have a Saturday afternoon game, and then we moved it to a Saturday night game so it wouldn't conflict with some of the other section tournaments going on. But we have no conflicts now, so I had gotten the request from many of the coaches and ADs to have that Saturday afternoon environment. So it's kind of a fun, almost like a college atmosphere. And so a week from this Saturday, we would take on the winner of Albert Lee and Winona. Okay, I didn't know that seedings were done last night, so that's great. And then Stewartville was the 1 seed, and I imagine Byron would have been on their half with Red Wing.
So what we basically did was we decided to seed after the first 7 games, cause then everybody had the same schedule. Whereas in the crossover game, you don't know what record anybody has for sure, and then you're waiting, and sometimes you don't even know then who's gonna be what seed until Thursday, and your kids then don't get your practice time in on a short week and stuff. So we decided to seed right after, like I say, after those 7 games. And then the nice thing about it, we're playing in the afternoon on that Saturday, is that the kids aren't used to that great big gap of time there, and they get really worked up and stuff. So I think performance-wise for the kids on both teams, it's a better deal as well. You get some different kind of weather sometimes. I think playing in the afternoon has a lot of advantages.
Yeah, I remember that not only as a player, but as a coach, just pacing around all day, waiting without school on a Saturday, just waiting to get going in that game. And you know, that is nice to get up, get some breakfast, and get out to the field to play right away, and then you can debrief and have a little more time to get ready for the next game anyway, if you're fortunate enough to move on. So the section layout goes, the first round games, like Coach said, we will have a bye, but we'll be on next Tuesday night. So it'll be a quick turnaround for the 3 through 6 seeds, and then Saturday afternoon, and then the finals would be held at Mayo High School, which is the neutral site, Friday following Saturday. So exciting time. Coach, what else you got to say about the team in terms of, you talked about everybody being banged up this time of year. You got some time after tonight to rest a little bit throughout the NEA weekend, and then to get back to work next week. What can you say about the health of the team, maybe to close up?
Well, that's a huge advantage in having that bye, is that you get a chance to heal up and stuff. You get a chance to recover your bodies. The big thing I think will be is we're playing on a grass field tonight. It's a little wet out and stuff. Hopefully you can avoid the injuries. Everybody's experiencing the same thing though and stuff. And, you know, hopefully it's just a time where you can see a competitive ball game and stuff. And hopefully our kids are ready for that and focus for the start. And you hopefully use that as a springboard as you jump into the playoffs.
Yeah, it should be exciting. And like he said, Owatonna is playing on their grass field, and they'll only have 1 more year on that field as their complex is being built over Owatonna to open in, I believe, fall of 2023. And for whatever reason, with my daughters and the different games that the Comets have played, we seem to always be going on 14 West and have driven by there to watch the progress of the fields and the school over there about 15 times this fall, I feel like. So it should be exciting for them in the new complex coming up too. So good luck tonight and into playoffs.
Thank you, and thanks for your support, everyone.